Hey everybody, welcome back to Penumbra Overture, or as John likes to call it, Patrick's side of the shite 3!
Yeah,
And happy May the 4th! Time to date this commentary!
yeah, that's fun. That's fun in games. Okay, so
So how are you
in
going
the
to be
last
celebrating?
episode, before you start talking, in the last episode we found this generator deep within the mines, and now
We
we
did?
are going to try and power it up. And this is gonna take a
Oh, and we got
while.
our overpowered weapon.
Yeah, this is our new overpowered weapon, pickaxe. It's way too good, and it makes the game way too easy. But this actually took me a while to figure out. I was like, how do I get this thing out? I don't want to hit it because it might explode. Yeah, without like thinking, what could possibly make the box break without the contents inside getting any damage? Oh, I don't know, maybe pushing it down this giant cliff?
This seems legit. I don't want this shit breaking, but let me push it down the bottomless seeming hole.
I don't think they were very
Holy
creative
shit,
with
this is Snake Eater! Oh, okay, no, it's not that bad.
I haven't played Snake Eater is the game I want to play. Like that seems like a good Metal Gear Solid to actually start with because it chronologically is the first one, right?
Yes, it's chronologically, Metal Gear Solid 3 is the first one. Then it goes... I think the way Nick has explained it to me.
Okay, oh, look at this.
Oh! Ow.
That was the one time I explained to you that I actually fell down the wall and I died hitting the wall on my way down rather than actually hitting the ground. You can sort of see it. I actually hit...
Dying in the air? Oh my god, this is Action 52.
Wait, what? I don't get the joke.
You don't know Action 52?
Do you see? I got stuck. I had to like leap over it. It was weird.
Hold on, do you not watch The Angry Video Game Nerd?
Well, yeah, of course.
Action 52, where most of the games you died by falling too hard.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's like invisible falling damage in the air. Like, okay, the air is too thick, I guess. That's how science
There's too much
works.
particles.
Yeah, so anyways, we got the battery, and we're gonna put the battery here, but it's, yeah, we aren't close to getting this thing working. Unfortunately, this is a very confusing part. I honestly, this is like the most, like, it's almost like trial and error. Like, this part is not really that fun. It's weird because this game has some pretty good puzzles, and I do enjoy the ones in the sequel even more. But this one just, it's kind of, like, I guess this one you have to have some sort of experience with generators, maybe? I don't know. It's just really weird.
You know,
And,
that basic thing that everyone has.
you know, that, yeah, you know, I'm a mechanic. So anyways,
So what is it asking you to do?
we
You
gotta
need to
get
replace
some
the fuse?
No, basically the puzzle is that you put the battery in, and then you have to get, we have to replace the fuse because it blew out. But there's also like these switches you have to like crank and adjust settings on, and you have to follow like,
Maybe
Oh.
I'll recognize something through my schooling, which is now done. So hopefully we can start getting a not every day schedule, but we could start posting, I don't know, maybe 2-3 videos a week, hopefully, maybe. Yes?
yeah, probably something around that because basically I have all.
Something better than what's the current schedule, which is whenever we feel like it seems.
Yeah, like with my own videos, I usually never like say, okay, today is a editing day, because it's just, that never works out for me. I just kind of edit whenever I feel. But on here I can like edit whenever. Okay, this part is kind of weird. I was sneaking around, but this is like, you're completely like this part of the game, there's nothing here. Like I don't even know why I'm closing the door. I guess I was like paranoid because the music got to me, because this game has a really good atmospheric soundtrack that just does.
Yeah, I like the music that started when we first turned on the music. First turned on the music.
Yeah, I like the music that started when you turned on the DVD player or CD player.
The game when we first started the game.
Okay, I like this. This doesn't make like any sense to me. Like, well, I guess it makes some sense, but it's just kind of like, this is probably the most bizarre.
Morse reference. Oh, it's Morse code.
Yeah, you have to read Morse code in order to do one of the puzzles coming up. Yeah, it's kind of asinine, but
Well, you can search up Morse code online.
yeah, I know. That's what I did. But okay, get a load of this. Okay, this is what there's a fuse up there. In order to get it, you have to take the broom and do that. And it falls down.
That's
perfectly.
awesome. That's genius. I like it.
It's kind of genius, but it makes sense in real life to take a long object, but in a game it doesn't really make that much sense, but it kind of makes you think outside the box, so I kind of like
Oh,
it.
that's what I do all the time. I got my pool in the backyard, so whenever there's something in it and we need to get it out, we just take this giant fucking broom and try to pull it out that way.
Hey, don't say the F word. Stop intruding my safe space, sir.
Is this going out to the public space? Are we on radio?
Yeah, we got our own radio station where we talk about shit. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Whatever bastard lied to you and said this is rated G for everybody. They're not your true friends, and you should abandon them all.
Okay, so we got the fuse, and this is the part that I don't like. So, I want to
You can never find
demonstrate. Look at those railings, by the way. They look so bad. Look at hexagons.
Really do.
Yeah, this game graphically, I think the textures are all right, and like the game still, it's
The
okay.
models suck, but aesthetically, the game is all right for the time it came out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for the people that put it in.
Aesthetically, with all the sounds and everything, it's okay. It gets the job done. But if you really start observing,
Music
stuff,
transcends all age.
yeah, like the models, they don't look good. The textures are passable, but except here, look at the fucking textures. They just sort of, you can see where they cut off. It's not very good. But this game was done by a very small group of developers who.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say one person.
No, but this game was their first game, so you can't. So you still gotta. Okay, so you have to follow the things. So I did the steam, I think. Turn on cooling system, avoid overheating, excess steam, grease flow. I have no idea what the shit this is. So I thought steam were the two symbols that kind of go up. This is fluid control. So that would probably be something. I thought this was grease and this was like some liquid. Like I'm just guessing myself. Wait, because the thing is I don't understand any of this. So I try again.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Yeah, we didn't read this game is good at kind of pushing you in the right direction, like without you realizing it. Like maybe I should read those.
Ensure the area surrounding this is clear of equipment and personnel in case of overheating. Connect and confirm secondary flow by turning appropriate valve. Turn on cooling system to avoid overheating. Release excess steam until pressure is within safe limit. Begin grease flow, ensuring leakage to a minimal.
So I thought secondary was the one with 2 letters, and then it says excess steam, and I'm like, is that the water symbol? So I go with that one, and you can't redo it. You have to if you mess up once, you have to push them all, and then you have to go and flip the switch.
I still hate the eye symbol. It looks so. It looks like the developers just took something out of Google Images.
Yeah, it's kind of generic. I like the hand one. I still like it because I think they reused it in Amnesia.
Yeah, that's why you can attribute it to the better game.
Yeah, well, one thing I'll say about Amnesia is that it's kind of predictable. Like
I'm definitely lost on this one, you fuckheads.
No, like seriously, that game, like in some parts, the game can catch you off guard, and it's mostly the atmosphere that gets to you. But like the monsters, you kind of know where they're gonna spawn. It's kind of predictable after a while. But I think we're gonna do the sequel to this game, maybe in Halloween. That would be fun because Black Plague is super short, and it's good. Like it's really good.
Oh no, you've already played a horror game, so I'll play the next one for Halloween.
Oh.
So it's either going to be well, I don't know if I should say what I have. I have 2 games that I think I'd like to try. One's pretty short, one's pretty long.
Yeah, speaking of short and long, I don't know where I was going with that, so I'm gonna just shut up now.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I think I got it. Yeah, this game looks really muddy. And we got it. We did it. We turned on the.
Yeah, I love what you did with the head. You kind of fist pumped.
Yeah. Believe it or not, one thing I tried recently, last year, was I tried playing Amnesia custom maps with a controller, and it actually worked. Man, it kind of sucks though. The Amnesia sequel sucks so bad. Because
I thought A Machine for Pigs wasn't too bad.
It's done by they're done by the developers of Dear Esther, which is basically a walking simulator. So yeah, that's kind of what the game is. And like the thing with Amnesia is that it hooks you like the first hour. It's so atmospheric, and it just ticks all the right boxes. I like played, I think it was like 1 hour of Machine for Pigs, and nothing was clicking for me. Like the environments were it just didn't feel right. Nothing about it. It felt different, and that's fine. It's fine to be different. And I was looking forward to the game. I liked the direction it was going in, but like the game itself was just nothing about it makes me want to keep playing. So I'm not gonna keep playing. And also the developers are dickheads. So I don't know. Maybe now I feel justified for not playing it. Now you should play games.
What, Dear Esther?
No, Machine for Pigs.
Oh, the only thing I know about Machine for Pigs is watching Pewds play it, and I like the beginning area where you're like in the mansion.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just feels, you don't feel there's something about the feel just isn't right. It's different, but not in a good way.
It's all about feelings for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I gotta feel myself around every.
You're triggered at A Machine for Pigs.
Okay, that isn't funny at all. That's fucking gross. That's a word you gotta use when explaining things you don't like. You have to use the word gross.
What's gross?
I don't know. Groose. No, that's pretty gross. And then the Groose from Skyward Sword pops up. Yeah, that's pretty gross. I mean, he even has the red hair. It's...
Dude, you mentioned the developers for Dear Esther are asshats. What'd they do?
Oh, talking about controversies. No, this is pretty one-sided actually. Basically, what they did was, it's actually pretty funny. They're called the developers. What they basically did was, on their Twitter, they called out CD Projekt Red for making sexist games, kind of. And now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's recent. Yeah, basically what they did was they like, oh, this game is going to be The Witcher of like cyberpunk, and then there was like a picture of a model that was like,
yeah, the lady with like the claw hands.
Yeah, that was like cosplaying as one of the characters from The Witcher or something, and then they say if it's gonna be if it's gonna be that, then it's probably gonna be a sexist as that game. And you know, The Witcher is like a cult series. I've never played The Witcher, but it looks really good. Like
I want to play The Witcher 3 when it gets cheaper.
Yeah, like the games are supposed to have really good stories, you know, good exploration.
The Witcher 3 won best game of the year last in 2015.
That's impressive. I mean,
it won multiple game of the year top 10s.
Yeah, I mean, I from what I've seen, it doesn't look bad at all. And you know, what I hear from a lot of people is also that the characters are really great. I've never heard anything about the characters. Like, yeah, you know, they try to make their characters like, you know, appealing, but the main character is also really appealing. Gerald. Like the main character you're playing as, he is also pretty somewhat sexualized. So it's fine. It's I guess it's kind of equal. But no, it's sexist.
If you just don't like it, don't play it. I mean, that's what the free market is.
I don't know. I just don't like this idea of different developers calling each other out. It's just a giant heap of shit, and that just and it's just awful. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I mean, it's not gonna I mean, they pretty much shot themselves in the foot by even saying that. Okay, so you know that this guy is contacting us on the radio, and his name is we're gonna find out. But basically, he is going to help you sort of throughout the game, and basically we need to find out a Morse code to get through here. And he also explains about this giant monster that's like further down into the cave, and we're gonna see it soon. I think you're gonna like what the twist is. But enough about controversies. Enough about silly little controversies that are fun to laugh at.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, dear Esther guys, you can't touch CD Projekt Red in terms of fans and numbers.
Yeah.
You could say all you want, but it's like the puppy barking at the big dogs. It's just like what the dog kind of looks down at it. It's just like could you be quiet? Like I'm trying to rest here.
Yeah.
King of this mountain.
We encourage discussion that is rational and not like you're a faggot. Even though that's kind of funny.
I just make jokes.
Okay, here's the dog. By the way, if you open that gate, the dog comes charging at you, and I wasn't expecting this to happen.
But you can kill it.
I'm getting dominated by it, and I'm like, what the hell do I do? Do I run away? And I'm like, oh, he's not moving. So I pretty much.
Oh, you're gonna abuse this.
Philip does like this weird like pirouette hitting. And he freezes. See what I mean? Like some games, I actually noticed this.
Is he floating?
I heard somebody say this recently, and I kind of see where they're getting at. Basically, what they were saying that combat in a survival horror game can actually elevate it and make it scarier because there is a decision-making thing.
Yes.
And that is somewhat true. That is somewhat true. Are you going to run away or are you going to keep up your gun? It introduces like the stress, and you have to make a decision. It's not just okay, I'm just going to run away. But I think it really depends on the game. Like in a game like the comparison was Silent Hill, which I've never really played, but from what I've seen,
Here's something I want to ask. Do you think Amnesia would benefit from a combat system, or would it detract?
It wouldn't, because the game, the main character is supposed to be like extremely like
vulnerable.
Well, there's nothing in the castle, like I don't know. It just I couldn't imagine Amnesia with a combat system. It just seems to. The game is supposed to make you feel helpless. That's pretty much the
yeah,
thing.
I know, but do you think you could keep that sense of helplessness with the even with a combat system to somewhat protect yourself, or at least attempt? Or even better, have different versions of enemies, so that there are some that you would be able to easily kill, but some enemies that get progressively harder the further down you go. And when you get to the end of the game, you're just like, I can't fight these guys; they will rape me.
Well, I think what the problem is that okay, this fucker right here saw me right away, not even trying. I think Penumbra did it wrong because
what the fuck?
You have too much freedom to move in a first person. So in order to make the combat feel like should I really attack or not, they just made it really awkward, and it just doesn't work in first person that well. Now, a first person game, I feel because of your limited vision, I think Amnesia works out in that sense. Now, in a game like, let's say, Resident Evil with the really clunky controls and your more vision, I think the combat kind of works a bit better because the combat is still like ammo spares. Like I don't know, it doesn't seem like a good fit for a first-person survival horror game to have combat. If you want it to be scary, that just doesn't seem like a good idea.
I'm just not a fan of clunky control on purpose. If you're purposely making your controls bad, then people are going to say, no, this isn't a good idea. You just made the controls bad.
No, in Resident Evil it works because the tank controls make it so if you like hold up and you go into a new camera angle, your controls don't reset. So basically, if you hold right,
which is stupid.
No, it's not stupid. If you hold right,
it's absolutely stupid.
No, if you hold the analog stick right, for example, a D-pad, I guess, and you go into the next room, and the camera angle is completely different, the controls will be completely fucked up. Basically, it would be harder to play with good controls rather than with the tank controls, and they work in Resident Evil. They work completely fine, and they don't need to be changed because of the way the camera angles works. Now, if it's Now, let's say if we're playing a fully 3D game like this and it has tank controls, then yeah, that would be fucking stupid. It would just be inconvenient. It wouldn't really do anything. But in Resident Evil, it actually works to the game's favor.
I don't know if that box is gonna help you.
Okay, so I thought.
Oh, please tell me you can use the chainsaw.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
You mean the
That's
saw? There's no
lame.
chains on it. By the way, I thought an enemy would going to come here, but because basically what the Penumbra games do and Amnesia too is that often when you pick up plot relevant items, something happens. The best example of this is Penumbra Black Plague, where I'm not going to tell you what the enemy is, but basically you pick up an item, and if you're too quick on your way out, you're going to have a fucking heart attack. Just, I think in this, I don't know. It's just, I think it's very hard to explain horror because horror is like extremely subjective. Some people aren't even faced by horror games. I'm personally chicken shit for most of them.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, so in a game, I think it's just combat in a horror game should it needs time, I guess. Does it really contribute to the game? In Penumbra's case, no. It makes every fight, even on normal, which is the normal difficulty normal is pretty much the default difficulty. I'm having way too easy. Like I'm not even on this playthrough. I haven't played the game in like a year. I still don't know where all the enemies are, and I'm more scared of the music and the way it helps with making you feel helpless. I'm not scared of the enemies so much, which you'd think would be the other way around. You would feel like the environment would make you dread, but then the enemies would be like the main
The build-up.
Yeah, would be with the build of it. Okay, so you can't use the pickaxe to bust this door down, but you have to get a fuck, I also said chainsaw. I like this.
That looks so bad.
Yeah. It has a charm to it though that I absolutely adore.
It looks PC, like old PC.
Lol, PC Master Race. You can use this. You can use this as a straw man for PC gaming. Nah, just kidding. Okay, so this is where the most hilarious thing happens. So we got a fork on the road. Now this is kind of scary because I have no idea where I'm supposed to go, and there are usually enemies do like coming around. Now I think at this point the music started building up, so I was like, what the fuck do I do?
Something's happening.
An enemy is approaching, so I decide to like wait it out because I'm not risking walking out in the middle of the open and not being able to see it without it seeing me first. So I decided to maybe wait around a bit until the enemy actually shows itself, and maybe I should have edited this part out. That's me, I guess.
Come on. Move. Move.
So I decide to move.
So are you gonna be dying here?
I decide to move out a bit, and I look around, and it's walking away. So I decide, let's walk in the opposite direction and maybe take the long route around. There's nothing over here, and there's a map in the beginning, so you have to kind of memorize it in order to get your way. Now, the funny part is, if you're playing on hard, the enemies kill you in 2 hits, but what makes them even more ferocious is that they run really fast. Like, they actually run like a dog should run. In this game, if you're playing on normal, they run slightly faster than you, but they don't run like a dog should run. In hard, they run really fucking fast. And the reason I didn't play this game on hard is because recording it would be an absolute nightmare. All I'm gonna say is, if you want to experience this game and you want to feel challenged and actually like, should I, go into combat?
Play hard.
Yeah, so maybe that would fix the combat issue, but it still sucks and you die a bit too quickly. So you're not probably gonna use the combat anyway. It just.
Well, you've been using combat. You've been killing everything in your path.
No, I mean in hard. I'm playing on normal. If you're playing on hard, then combat might not even do anything at all.
Not even with the super pickaxe?
Nah, I think the enemies just become sponges. Okay, so I decide here. it's probably best if I just sneak around. And I successfully do so, and I'm like, oh, okay, everything's fine. Oh, shit! So I like run, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like panicking while recording. I'm like, oh my god, it was the most. That genuinely scared the shit out of me because I didn't hear the enemy. So this is the giant.
You could kill it easily.
This is the giant monster Red was talking about. I can just imagine Red being Red from Pokemon. Like he's just down in the cave somewhere up in Greenland.
This is the monster?
I don't know why that makes me laugh. I'm just 5 years old, I guess.
Hold on, wait a second. What's the monster here? The machine or the dog?
Yeah, he's the guy on the radio is kind of crazy. So he basically like calls different things, I guess. So like this
You got it. Nope.
Yeah,
there you go.
there we go.
Dynamite.
Got the dynamite. So this giant metal crusher is basically gonna dig through the wall and let us proceed, but it's not as easy as that.
Of course it isn't. First you need to plug that outlet into the, oops, I doubt that. It's not plugged in.
Now that's quite a machine. It doesn't come in any industrial size than that. Yeah, look at this. It looks really bad in the front, though everything else about it looks pretty decent, I guess. Now,
it looks old PC.
Why do you say PC? I mean, do you mean old PC gaming? Because this game kind of looks like...
Yeah, well, I mean old PC. I mean like 90s PC gaming, like...
Not real. This game has better lighting than most of them. I mean, did you play Half-Life? That game had like the worst fucking lighting in any game I've ever seen. Like, I'm not even gonna kid.
See, two ends. There we go. Good job.
Oh man, that's actually a pretty clever thing. You wouldn't expect that, but that's actually kind of logical. Now in Half-Life, basically,
both sides in?
The flashlight in Half-Life 2 works, like a flashlight should. But in Half-Life 1, wherever you point the flashlight, that surface like lights up, and it just looks really awkward. So basically, if you light, it only lights like a very small space, and on different surfaces, on different angles, rather than one straight beam. Basically, it's like a paint beam that just paints everywhere, and it makes everything light. It's just really awkward and really poorly done.
What have you done? Well, that's a great way to end this. Got about 10 seconds left for the video. Okay, so I'm assuming you find the key next time.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where I am during recording. I'm probably just gonna sit down, maybe even today after we're done recording. I'm probably just gonna sit down and
play the game?
Yeah, finish up the game maybe, because this game really isn't that long. And then I'll just...
Oh, you haven't even finished it?
Well, previously I have finished it, but this current playthrough that I'm recording, I basically like record one part at a time. But that's probably not a good idea. I should probably just go straight through it, but I'm lazy. So we'll see how I do it. But anyways, thank you for watching. This was a fun episode. That dog made me scared of everything. And I absolutely...
And may the force be with you.
Oh yeah, it's
always.
me and the force, yeah. Yeah, bye.